Welcome to the Katherine Symthe Show, produced, created, hosted, and written by, and copyrighted by Katherine Symthe, owner and facilitator of the House of Savoy. The Katherine Symthe Show is a subsidiary of Authentic Soul Awakenings and Cat Speak. Katherine Symthe is a certified life coach, professor of lifestyle psychology at Udemy Online University, and is not a clinical psychologist. Katherine Symthe endeavors to connect people to their authentic self. Hello and welcome to the second season of the Katherine Symthe Self-Empowerment Radio Show. I am your host and facilitator, Katherine Symthe. The video version of today's show will be on Spreaker. 2013 has since passed. It is time to put that funk in your trunk. The new year has come and gone, and 50% of you have made New Year's resolutions for 2014, and of that 50%, only 10% of you will follow through. Well, today's show is called The New You for 2014, because you can take those resolutions and throw them in your trunk, because today you're going to learn new resources and new materials so that 2014 will be the year that you go down in the night and become successful. You know, 2013 has had many learning lessons for me and twists to my life. I was injured on the job back in June of 2013, and as a result, I have a permanent disability. So I thought, what do I do with my life now as I wait for surgery and as I wait to see what comes of this? I decided to go to Allison Online University and received my diplomas in psychology and social work studies and educational psychology and several other diplomas, and received 20 other certificates of psychology, because I realized if I can't walk, then I can stay at home and make an impact people and do what I love doing, and that's helping people like you to connect with your authentic self. Now, I am a research psychologist. I am not a clinical psychologist. It's very important that you understand the difference. I do not go out there and sit there and treat people, but I am a certified life coach and can help facilitate those resolutions and those challenges that are impeding your progress to embracing your destiny. I have studied trauma and lifestyle and for improvement, and currently I am a professor at Udemy University. And my first class, ladies and gentlemen, is Living Your Success. And for those of you that are listening to the Katherine Symthe Show, contact me at Katherine.Symthe, Symthe, at gmail.com, and you will receive a 50% discount on my new class, Living Your Success. Or you can text me at area code 210-897-8369. I want you to be empowered for 2014 and become the success that you are meant to do. So again, for those of you that are listening here today to the Katherine Symthe Show, contact me and I'll make sure that I issue those gift certificates for you so that you can take my online class and become certified in living your success at Udemy University. Enough about me already. What about you? Well, today's topic is the new you for 2014 and how to fulfill your manifestations, aka resolutions for 2014. First, let's look at the history of resolutions. When you examine the history of a tradition, you become familiar with why, how, and what of the matter, and how it impacts you today. A New Year's resolution is a secular tradition, and it has been based on a self-improvement promise and your commitment to that self-improvement promise for the new year. Interesting enough, the Babylonians made promises to their Yahwehs, Y-A-O-I-S, and that was their gods. And why did they do this promise? Because they wanted to return the borrowed objects and pay off the debts of the prior year. So this was their promise to their gods, that they would do this in the upcoming year. Romans even did this and started their new year by making promises to their god, Janus, from whom the month January is named after. As the years and millennia and the time passed, the tradition of the New Year resolution evolved, and other religions appropriated the tradition. Now, appropriated is when you take elements of a particular culture or tradition and you turn it into your tradition and you appropriate it. You will see the elements of this appropriation in Yom Kippur and Catholicism with the Roman Catholic Church tradition of Lent. What are some of the most popular resolutions that people make today in our society? There's actually 14 that are very popular. Physical health, quit smoking, get rid of bad habits, improve mental health, improve your finances, improve your career, improve education, take a trip, volunteer to help others, make new friends, fall in love. How exciting would that be to fall in love? Settle down and get married, pray more, and lose weight. Resolutions are a way to make a wish and a commitment to yourself so that your future will be better. What was your resolutions in 2013 for 2014? On New Year's Day, what did you think about the new year? What promises did you make to yourself? I'm going to let you think about that question while we take a short break, and we'll return in just a few minutes. There is a new hero in town, and they are Service Dogs Express. They provide training dogs for wounded warriors with PTSD, along with civilians with PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress syndrome, and TBI, which is traumatic brain injury. They are there to help you, to help train those dogs that are yours and help you feel safe with a service dog. The work that they're doing is quite amazing, and for those of you that are not aware, the service dogs are protected under ADA, so once these dogs are trained and certified, you are allowed to have them in business establishment. Lori Gowalt is an amazing owner and an amazing facilitator to this process of healing with your service dog. You can reach them at www.servicedogsexpress.com or Lori, L-A-U-R-I-E, at servicedogsexpress.com. Welcome back to the Katherine Symthe Show. We have been discussing the history of the New Year's resolution, the impact of the tradition on our society today, and why people do traditions such as the New Year resolution, and what it means to be the new you for this year in 2014. We have studied the history of it and its resolution. Now comes a key question that I want to ask all of you. What kind of resolution did you write for this year? You know, the answer is unlimited. There is just about as unlimited as the people out there. And while there are familiar resolutions, the point is a resolution is a promise that we make to ourselves to improve our life. Yet sadly enough, only 5% of the population make them, and of that, only 10% is really ready to bust out and break the record. Well, guess what? This is 2014, and resolutions, promises is about to change. There's an old saying that people say that about change and New Year's resolutions, and the quote goes, "We are in like with change, but in love with the things of how they are now. Basically, what it's saying is we may like the idea, we may even fantasize about change, but we're so in love with where we are that we do not step outside the box to change. Well, it's time to break that cycle and become a new you for 2014. The first step is to let go of 2013. Now, I want you to pay attention to my phrase, let go of 2013. You may have had great experiences. You may have had horrible experiences. But each one of us has those things within us that we just don't want to have anymore. So if you say, I want to release it, all you're doing is putting it out to the universe, release, so that in the future you can have it come back and visit you, and so you can release it, come back to you again. Well, now we've got to change our mindset and the way we think about that and say, let it go. Because when you let it go, it goes away. You have to work through it, but you're telling your brain, I own it, it's mine, and I'm ready to let it go and fly away. There is an activity that my friends and I do every year that really helps. Now, granted, you're supposed to do it on New Year's Eve. However, I believe it's never too late. For those of you that may not be aware of what it is, it's called letting go ceremony. And you can actually do this at home. Write down a list of those things that are in you that you want to change. I'll give you an example. I let go of my weight, that I'm over the limit of how much I'm supposed to weigh. I let go of my fear of speaking in public. I let go of my depression. Now, when it comes to depression, please seek help if the depression turns into suicidal thoughts. There are resources out there. But now you get the example of letting it go. You write down this list, and it could be as simple as 1, or it could be a list of 100. Write it down. Really think about what you want to let go. Be very specific, and then crumple it up, burn it up, put it in a little can and burn it. And let it burn to the ashes of the wind. That is letting go. Now, there are different takes on letting it go, but the idea is you're writing it, you're becoming self-aware of the things that you want to change in you. Now that we have let go of those negative items, what do we do now? Well, we're to write a compelling reason as to why we want to change and what we want to act upon to change in the here and now in 2014. You see, I want us to change the linguistic of the word resolution. The term resolution has become a facade on so many levels. It's like the telling of that we tell to our children, you gotta go to bed early so Santa Claus will come and visit our house. Or you gotta go to bed early so the Easter Bunny will hop around and leave little Easter eggs. The problem that arises with the term resolution is at its core, which is change. You ever heard of the saying, we are creatures of habit? It's empirically true on so many levels that we are creatures of habit. We dream about change, we seek out the possibilities, yet the action doesn't live up to the dream. There is an expression that I want to share, that we are in like with the idea of change, but in love with the things around now. Now, I just shared that with you just a few minutes ago. The point is, if we do what we call manifestation, which is a dream, a wish, and you act upon it, it changes the very linguistical meaning of the word resolution, because it's become a tradition of, oh yeah, I gotta do it, but there's no validity, no strength, no passion behind it. So how do we move past this inaction of the resolution? a compelling reason to change. Resolution, you go away, and now we're going to call it a manifestation. The definition of a manifestation in its heart and core definition is a clear, detailed, focused intent of emotion creating a desired result that you want to happen now. The key to manifestation and writing the things that you want to do and have happen in 2014 is emotion, perception, reception, achievement, and faith. And I'm going to say this again. The 5 keys to manifestation is emotion, perception, reception, achievement, and faith. And today, we are going to take one of those elements called achievement, and we're going to look at it and what it means, because achievement at its core is about action. Now, I want you to ask yourself right now, what action can you do right now to start doing the change that you want to become the new you in 2014? I'm going to ask that question again. What action can you do right now to head you in the direction of change to become the new you for 2014? Think about that while we take a little quick break, and we'll be right back. Are you a victim of rape? Are you a survivor of trauma such as rape? Are you a family member or a friend or a victim of the survivor of rape? There is hope for you. There is help out there. The Rape Crisis Center of San Antonio is a great place that helps their clients move and heal towards the direction of becoming whole after such a traumatic event in their life. They have a 24-hour hotline, area code 210-349-7273. Again, the 24-hour hotline, which is always held in confidence, is 210-349-7273, located at 7500 U.S. Highway 90 in San Antonio, Texas. There is hope. You are not alone. There are resources for those of you that have been raped, that are victims of trauma, and for the survivors and friends of those that have been raped and traumatized. The Rape Crisis Center of San Antonio. Take your future back. It's time. Welcome back to the Katherine Symthe Show. We've been talking about how to let go of the negative things of 2013, how to change and throw out the word resolution and replace that word with a word that I call manifestation. And the definition of that manifestation is a clear, detailed, focused intent of your emotion creating a desired result of the now. And that the 5 keys of manifestation is emotion, perception, reception, achievement, and belief. And today we'll be talking about achievement, which is the very action of that manifestation. It's amazing when you start realizing and becoming aware what you can do. The sky is the limit. Action is a critical component to the movement forward to a new you in 2014. Remember, there is a quote, where there is no vision, people perish. That actually is from Proverbs chapter 20, verse 18. Where there is no vision, people perish. When it says no vision, it's talking about action. You see it now. What is the bridge that you are going to now build so that you have that action for the result that you're seeking in 2014? First, you need to figure out what is your baseline standard for what you want and you will accept in your life. It's very important to establish a baseline standard in yourself. A baseline standard is that bar of excellence of what you will accept and will not accept. You know what you want. Do you settle? What conditions will you tolerate? What is your bar of excellence? What is your threshold for acceptance and non-acceptance? If you do not have this established, it's really easy to slip into the behaviors and attitudes and quality of life that is far beneath what you deserve. Once you establish that bar of excellence, that baseline standard, you need to live by these standards no matter what happens. And I understand it can be difficult. It can be very challenging in many ways, especially dealing with your emotional self and your awareness. But you have to be willing to take a stand. And it can be done. I did it with my injury that's permanent, and I know you can, and that's why I'm here today, to help you and facilitate, to give you that stepping stone to get over that challenge. So now you know. Action. It's a key to establish your standard of excellence. What will you accept and what will you not accept? So now what do? You have the powers and the resources to be the new you in 2014 by the choices you make and the values you establish. There are 3 decisions once you've established your baseline of excellence. There are 3 decisions, 3 choices that you will now have to make in order to act upon if you're going to really change and be the success you want to be in 2014. You have to focus on what you want, because what you focus on, you become a master. So if you focus on, I don't have enough money, and you keep saying this every day, then you become a self-fulfilling prophecy. A self-fulfilling prophecy, in essence, states that when you start saying enough, you believe it. So what are you going to focus on? Because what you focus on, you become a master of. What do things mean to you? What does it mean to have a job? What does it mean to make $40,000 a year to me? And don't say, to pay bills. What does it really mean to you? And now, what to do? What do you want to do with that $40,000? Okay, so you're focusing on a better job. You want to make that $40,000 a year because you want to pay off the bills. You want to go on vacation. Well, what are you going to do? Are you going to go to self classes? Are you going to work on that promotion? Are you going to learn how to interact with people? These are 3 key decisions in order to understand what you're going to be doing in 2014. These questions establish a pattern of behavior to which your actions and values and emotions become. These decisions within your emotions become motion by motion. Well, let's say that again because it sounded like a tongue twister. Emotion by motion. You want it, you feel it, and now you do it because now you set things into action. You are, in essence, a personal compass. Life values are your personal compass. So what values do you have? Values guide your very decision and gives meaning to your experiences. So what are you going to be doing? What are your values? Now, when you do not answer these questions, you are in essence self-sabotaging yourself. Self-sabotage occurs with the conflicts of self-value. You can sit there all day. You can go to lectures about manifestations of 2014. You can listen to webinars about what are you going to do. Every year I see it, I bet money because people put up these webinars about what you're going to do for 2014. I think the time has come to really look at ourselves, get rid of the resolution, put out there a manifestation. You need to know what you're going to let go of. Analyze 2013. Think of it as a budget. You do it at work. What are you going to do better in 2014? What are the things you're going to change? Well, in order to understand the things that you want to change, start writing manifestation. What are your values? And you also need to think about what it is that you want to do and live the life that you want. So now, what about 2014? Today's show is about really making you think about 2014. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that there's one particular key that will get you over that hump and make you become the success that you are. Because each person's value and each person's experience of life is just as different as DNA fingerprints. But I can give you some resources to make you think and to help you become the new you in 2014. So I'm going to review real quick just a few things so that we understand. We are going to be looking at that manifest. First of all, let go. What are the things that you want to let go so you can move forward? What are the things that you want? That is the manifestation part of it all. And remember that there are 5 things regarding manifestation that we were focusing on achievement. Then you have to make some choices. What are you going to focus on? What do things mean to you? And what to do? It really boils down to the emotion that you hold behind your values. Because if you don't value money or you don't value yourself, you're going to continue being that hamster in the hamster wheel and doing repeating cycles. Keep continuing in a unhealthy, dysfunctional relationship or in that job that you can't stand. The time is really to focus on you. Forget about resolution. The time is for you to focus on your manifestation of your destiny. It's time to stand up. Stand up for you. You stand up for your families and your friends when there is drama on Facebook. What about you standing up for you? Interesting question, isn't it? Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening in to the Katherine Symthe Show. My name is Katherine Symthe. You can reach me at katherine.symthe@gmail.com. Now, don't forget, for those of you that were listening to today's snippet of today's show, that you will receive a 50% discount to my class, Living Your Success, at Udemy University. You just have to contact me so I can issue you that code. Or you can text me at 210 area code 897-8369. You can also visit my website at www.facebook.com/House of Savoy, SVOI, or www.facebook.com/Kat, K-A-T, Speak, S-P-E-A-K. Ladies and gentlemen, you have a great 2014, and I expect, and I will inspect and expect and know that by the end of this year, you're going to have the life that you want, because today you listened to the show, took the resources, and took action. And, number one thing, you decided to stand up for you. Thank you, many blessings, and have a great day.